Okay, YouTube, I'm going to do a little tech news segment for you guys. This is some tech news that is pretty interesting and worth mentioning, but is not really all that popular. So, let's get into it. First topic I'm sure you all have heard of is AMD has announced their new Zen architecture, and they've kind of done a little benchmark, but not really. They had a Zen-based CPU go up against a Broadwell E-based CPU, and the Zen CPU the Zen CPU and Broadwell E CPU rendered a photo, and I think it was Blender, and the Zen CPU came out 2 seconds faster than the Broadwell E CPU. And keep in mind, both these CPUs are spec'd the same. They both have the same clock speed, number of cores, and threads. So the only advantage that either CPU has is their architecture, and Zen pulled ahead of Broadwell E, which means until Intel releases Kaby Lake, the Zen CPUs may be the next top processors. You can get it because it's AMD and it's hot. Okay, next topic. Acer has a new addition to the Predator lineup. The Acer Predator 6 is a 10-core gaming smartphone that was announced a couple months ago, but not a whole lot of information was given into it. They only had a few hands-on models, but I don't even know if they were fully working. So, but now we have all specs and a possible release date and price range. So let's start with the specs. It has a full 1080p IPS display with haptic feedback up the wazoo. It has 4 speakers, which I think are on separate channels, so this phone may actually have surround sound, which is really cool. It has 4 gigabytes of RAM. It has a 21 megapixel rear-facing camera, 2 Cortex A72 cores clocked at 2.5 gigahertz, and 8 Cortex A53 cores clocked at 1.4 gigahertz, and a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. If that can't get you through a workday, I don't know what will. So yeah, it's kind of like the Acer Predator 8, which is the tablet version of this, but the tablet version is not nearly as powerful. It's got a dual-core Intel Atom with HD graphics, and its battery life is a little subpar. It's still a cool little tablet, but I wouldn't say it's a gaming tablet. But this will be a legit gaming smartphone, guys, and I'm excited for it. They say it will be released in October at Q4, and the price range will be that of a Galaxy S7 Edge, give or take. The ARM v8A architecture has gone 64-bit, which means there's a chance that your next smartphone, tablet, Raspberry Pi, or whatever may be 64-bit, which means pretty much just means better software compatibility. Still really cool though, thought worth mentioning. I didn't get a whole lot of information on this. One of my friends brought it up and showed it to me. Nvidia has announced a new 1060. They have announced the 1060 where the VRAM has been cut in half, but there's a twist to it. Instead of just cutting the VRAM in half like they normally do on the 60 series, they have also cut the clock speed down a little bit, which I think's going a little too far. That might put the 1060's performance behind that of a 980, but this is going to be a $200 graphics card, so it may be justifiable by that. Now, I hope they offer SLI support for this, because the reason the current 1060 does not have SLI support is because it could actually beat out a 1080. It would be cheaper, and it would be more powerful if you could put 2 of them in SLI, and obviously Nvidia doesn't want that, but I don't know, this new 1060, 2 of these in SLI, doesn't seem like they could beat a 1080 if they're cutting the clock speed and the cores. I mean the VRAM. So I hope they offer SLI support for this. If not, then I would just recommend getting an RX 480. That seems like it'd be better. So you guys know how Dell has Alienware and Acer has Predator. Well, HP now has Omen, which is their gaming lineup. Which, you know, it's about time, HP. I mean, come on, guys. So this lineup mainly consists of laptops and 1 desktop, but they have announced another desktop, which looks really freaking cool. It's called the HP Omen X, and it is this cube-shaped desktop. They said they said it's not like this so it could be cool. They said it was like this so it could stay cool. That's cool. So it's currently just a bare bones PC. You know, it comes with a processor and a motherboard, but you can choose your cooling method, power supply, hard drive, graphics card, and RAM, whatever. And it does have RGB lights on the front of it, which is really cool. And I don't know, that looks kind of like a Next logo or maybe a Windows logo. Illuminati confirmed, guys. Next topic. Nvidia is now announced their mobile GPUs, which do not have an M on them. That's right. The new mobile GPUs are now full desktop GPUs. None of that mobile nonsense. Because if you got a computer, a laptop computer, and it had a GTX 980 in it, you're like, oh my god, this is a super powerful laptop. And then you notice the little M next to the 980. It's like a kick in the balls. It's not a fun thing to see. So they have removed the M and now made full desktop GPUs for the laptops. Now they are different than the desktop GPUs. They perform the same, but there are some things that are different. Like for some of them, the clock speed was cut a little bit, but to make up for that, they gave the processor more CUDA cores, but I think they only did that just to save power so it doesn't drain the battery of the laptop super fast. So they do have full desktop performance, and they are full desktop chips, although they've been slightly altered, but trust me guys, they're just as powerful. Intel has announced Project Alloy, which is a wireless VR computer headset thingy. This is a Skylake-based computer headset that is VR, and it wirelessly streams to your computer, which is really cool. Because, you know, with the HTC Vive and Oculus Rift or whatever, you got all those cords coming out of the back of your head, and you could trip over one and break your neck and fall over on top of someone and kill them, and, you know, it'd be a bad time. So, in order to stop this, Intel has said, we're going to go wireless. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that. That looks like it'll be a cool thing. Next one is a Kickstarter / Indiegogo company. You know, it's just one of those crowdfunding things, may not even amount to anything, but it's called ShiftWhere. And they're basically shoes that have the displays of Nook tablets wrapped around them. And by the way, that's called e-ink or e-paper. And they're color this time, which is really cool. And you can wirelessly connect it to your smartphone, and it'll display an image from, you know, whatever. You can put any kind of image you want in there, or even a video or a GIF or something, or a moving pattern. So you'd be walking down the street while you have this moving little picture show on your shoes, which would be really cool. They did say it's very durable, it's waterproof and machine washable, but I can still see these getting damaged, like if someone asked you to play soccer, or if you were walking and you tripped, or it got scuffed or something, because, you know, your feet can suffer a lot of damage in a day, and these shoes don't seem like they'll last very long. The coolest part about this, I would say, is that they charge when you walk. You don't have to plug them in when you go to bed. Like, they charge as you walk down the street, which is pretty cool. But like I said, they seem like they could get damaged too easy, and I don't think this will really amount to anything, but still a really cool concept. China has a new bus system that says fuck it when it comes to traffic. It's kind of the result of a bridge, a bus, and a train having a threesome. This is like a bus, and it's 11 feet off the ground or something like that. I don't know its exact height, but it is off the ground, and it travels over top of the streets with people on top of it while all the cars go underneath it. A very interesting looking contraption there. I don't know if this is just a prototype or if this is the actual thing that has already been implemented in China's transportation system, because the report was in Chinese, so I didn't really understand what was going on, but it is a really cool looking bus, and if it has not been implemented into their traffic system, I hope it will, because that would be really cool, and we should actually get that here in the States too. You could be flipping off everybody who's just waiting in traffic on their commute to work. So, there you go guys, that was the tech news. Next video I'm going to be talking more about my setup. I know I showed a video about my setup, but that was a video of what it just looked like. I'm going to be going more in depth with it in this video. Like, I'm going to be talking about specs and pricing and whatever. And, yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next one.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do people use smartphones to do dumb things?
Send, that is the weekend.
Will allow me to crack the bubbly.
Don't mind if I do.
There's a gentleman with a bro stash invited to this party.
Only if he's ready to rock.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.